Thank you, David. The world is not that big. It only took 1 hour from Indianapolis to Washington, D.C. This is truly a national and international event. Tonight we have guests from Delaware, Atlanta, Indianapolis, upstate New York, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and the list goes on. This is a beginning. Pretty soon we will have guests coming from every corner of the world. David, this is just a beginning. Thank you, everybody. First of all, I would like to have a special thanks to our founder's wife, Mrs. Joanna Cho, for flying in all the way from Hong Kong last night, and she's going back to Hong Kong tomorrow. Thank you. Another special thanks to my more than 25 years good old friend, Jenny Xu. She serves as the vice president of this museum. Over the last 25 years, we too talked about projects after projects after projects. If you understand the word failure, we both failed for 25 years until tonight. Tonight is the turning point, and thank you for coming to see our great first step. Thank you, Jenny. Also, I would like to have a very special thank to our very special guest from Shanghai, Dr. Sisen Yang. He flew in from Shanghai the night before. Dr. Yang is a prominent physician from New York, and right now he lives in Shanghai. A very, very well-known Chinese artist in Shanghai, in Taiwan, in America, and everywhere, because many museums around the world, not just in Asia, but also many other European countries also collect his work. Last night, he gave us the best demonstration of what Chinese ink brush painting is all about. His work, his artwork is truly inspirational. In his work, he explained for us humanism, truthfulness, and beauty in Chinese art, 真善美. It was a first museum informal event, and through Dr. Yang's artwork, he also gave us the message. One of the things that we believe in as we promote and starting our Chinese American Museum is for us to promote the message and the concept, of course, and the values. Humanism, truthfulness, and the beauty. Together, we will make a much better world, and we are using Chinese American Museum as a platform to fulfill our dreams. I'm a college professor for 45 years. I'm a storyteller. I profess for 45 years. And tonight I'm going to make a few stories, but I'm going to make my long story short, so your salad will not become a warm salad. I arrived in DC 2 nights ago from the heartland of Indianapolis. And we also have guests from Indianapolis. And it is always a breathtaking and eye-opening experience for a country girl like me to see the monumental buildings and the grandest museums in the world. You know, after I saw Washington, D.C., and I told myself and my team at the museum, look, we chose the right location. the right location for the first Chinese American museum in Washington, D.C. So this is another good start for us, David. Me, I was born in Taiwan 77 years ago. And I am a Hakka with the Chinese heritage. The Chinese characters for Hakka, 客家, means guest families. It is estimated that there are more than 80 million Hakkas scattered around in every corner on earth, including over 50,000 Hakkas in the United States of America. And tonight, the time will not allow me to illustrate all the good characteristics of the Hakkas. But since we have a Hakka as a museum member, it is another good start. Thank you. So, so because of my Hakka heritage, I speak Mandarin Chinese, Taiwanese, Hakka, and English. So in my upbringing, I have been exposed to many languages and cultures. Ever since I was little, my husband, actually no, my father, a Hakka father, always whispered to me, Phyllis, we live in this small island of Taiwan. It is so small, it's not just like a small potato, but it's just like frogs live in the well. We only see that much of the sky. You must jump out of the well and go to America to see the big sky. Without any hesitation, upon my graduation from Donghan University, which is a university founded by the Methodist Church of America, a Christian university, I packed a suitcase, not full of cash, full of dreams, and started my long journey to America. And here I am. So before I left, my grandma, a Hakka lady, told me, Phyllis, take this outfit with you. So tonight, purposely, I have the Hakka traditional outfit. Actually, the one my grandma gave me was worn out because it's about 100 years old. And 30 years ago, I replica the one grandma gave me. And she said, Osenjang. Now, Osenjang is my Japanese name. As you all know that Taiwan was occupied by Japan for 50 years. And under the occupancy, everybody had to adopt a Japanese name. Otherwise, you will be jailed. So I had my Japanese name when I was little. So my grandma said, Osenjang, bring this outfit with you to America. But remember, never get married with someone with blue eyes, red hair, and high nose. Fortunately, well, unfortunately, I don't know, but I will just follow grandma's advice. My husband's also from Taiwan, but my daughter, an orthopedic surgeon, she married to someone with blue eyes, red hair, and a high nose. Sure enough, he is an American. But you know, my son-in-law is a good-hearted person. He is the best son-in-law any mother can have. So it is not your physical traits. It is your heart. It is what you do that counts. Whether you have red hair, black hair, brown nose, or whatever. Don't worry about the traits. We all look different. It's your heart that counts. And that's part of the mission we try to promote. We are alike in some ways. We are different in many other ways. But if you have a good heart, we all are alike.
Bravo!
One day my daughter called me or wrote me after she checked in from hotel in Disney World. And she said, "Mom, can you believe that my twins, they're only 3 years old, they flew here with business class, and they're staying at Ritz-Carlton." And I replied, I said, "Tony, don't feel guilty. You know, your dad and I, we flew economy class. We stay in the Holiday Inn." But I bet your children someday will fly their own jet, a private jet. I'm so happy for them because I'm seeing my younger generation and generations are making progress in this great land. Progress is the key word. That is what American dream is all about for all the immigrants who came to this country. That's our American dream, our immigrant dream. We came, we integrate, and we stay. We want to become part of you and part of the American fabric. Together, we will build a good country, a good nation, a good society. And I told my daughter, I hope my grandchildren will someday grow up bilingual and embrace multiculturalism. Excuse me. You know, time flies. I have lived in America for 52 years. I'm very clear about my identity. Who am I? Chinese or American? Neither. I am a Chinese American. In me, I have the best of the two worlds. My Asian heritage cultivates me Confucian teachings, the moral teachings and ethical teachings, filial piety and others. And my assimilation to American culture also cultivates me my scientific mind, a sense of creativity, democratic ideas, and the spirit of volunteerism. I am so lucky I have the best of two worlds. And every day I told myself, I am a Chinese, Taiwanese, Hakka, and American. I am a naturalized American citizen. Culturally, I am a Chinese American. I came to America, I integrated, and I am part of the American fabric. I'm often asked a question. Phyllis, have you ever been discriminated against? I've never given them an answer, yes or no. The answer is very obvious. I am short, I'm a woman, and I'm an Asian. You know the answer, right? Oh, wait a minute. But I always walk tall. I exercise my women's soft power, And I can speak Taiwanese, Chinese, Hakka, and English. So my answer is very clear, isn't it? I am trying to make my 3 disadvantages into strengths. Thank you. I am proud of my heritage, and I am proud to be an American. Asia is my mother. In America is my husband. I love them both. I am glad to be here. When I came to America in 1966, I received a scholarship from the Zongta Club. Zongta Club is an international American women professionals club organization. They gave me a scholarship for my graduate studies. And you know, at that moment, what came into my mind was, someday, I will create a scholarship that is 1,000 times larger. And the scholarship will be for American students. I had this dream, and in the year of 2000, I created a scholarship for American students, for American social work students. And I know in the next few years, I shall be able to reach my goal, a goal to have a 1,000 times larger scholarship for American students. And this is my American dream. My American dream is not just to receive from Americans as an immigrant. We also want to give. That's our American dream. I have taught at the University of Indianapolis for 45 years, almost half a century. And some of the guests earlier joking with me that, Phyllis, when did you come over to this country? I said, yeah, I came over here when I was a young lady. Now I'm an old lady. But nothing never too late. I still would like to have so much more energy, devote myself to my second career, the Chinese American Museum. Together, tonight, I will pledge that all of you support us, working with me, build it together. Together, we will build one of the best ethnic museums in Washington, D.C. Build it together, ladies and gentlemen. Our Chinese American Museum in D.C. is a great, promising platform for good cause and noble mission. We will have events and programs to tell the world our Chinese American stories. We will pay tribute to the many and transformational accomplishments of Chinese American stories. Stories about their spirit, resilience, and contributions from the turn of the late or last century to the present and beyond. We aim to foster appreciation of Chinese culture. We also wish to advance global learning and cultivate deeper understanding of the history and accomplishments of Chinese Americans in both historical context and in contemporary life. The Chinese American Museum in D.C. is not only meant to provide a compelling space, but to be a center for education, academic, and art programs. I also want to specially emphasize that, especially for my egocentric perspective, since I'm retired, my responsibility or my duty is to see how can I introduce our next generation of younger Chinese Americans, younger second generation, third generation Chinese Americans. They have much unique, better American experiences than my generation. Their stories are truly and will be truly American stories. Thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, this ABC generation, and then the second generation, many of them married to Americans. He is one of our Chinese American son-in-law, right? Thank you. Together, we were building together. To conclude, excuse me, the Chinese American Museum is a museum for all audiences, regardless of their heritage. We want to showcase how America is a land of immigrants. Just like immigrants of many different heritages, Chinese Americans have been and will continue to be working alongside all peoples in this land. We trust we can build it together. We came, we integrated, and we are among the movers and shakers of this great nation. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy our stories. Chinese American stories are American stories. We need your help, we need your support, and we thank you for coming and enjoy your dinner. Thank you.